years we waited for this one. Let's bring it home. Clutch, keep doing your thing on the court, homie. Houston, Texas, stand up. Home of the Rockets, 2009. We won a victory with this one. Red Riders, Rip Entertainment, On Point Productions, DJ Lazy, Sniper. Let them know, homie. Stand up.
To the top, cause Portland can't stop us. Houston, they got a problem, and it's the Rockets. We run the court, so open the floor. It's the kid unstoppable, I'm spilling the flow. It's anonymous, we running the game, I'm bringing fire. Catch me at the toe, yo, the center with the choir. I'm a hitter with the anthem. These ballers ain't ready. I'm hustling with the battle red, put on for my city. The roster stay heavy. T-Mac is the captain. H-Town, baby, that's the place where it's happening. Aaron Brooks with the help of Brian Cook. Elite defense that the leading boys shook. And Shane Battier got a shot for real. Catch him on the three-point line, sealing the deal. And they gonna get beat, so call a lawyer. We Ryan Artest, that's a real true warrior. And we're bringing the pain on the edge of my seat, cause I'm in love with the game. We're some warriors. And we're bringing the noise. Bring the house down, we supporting our boys. We're some warriors. And we're bringing the pain on the edge of my seat, cause I'm in love with the game. We're some warriors. And we're bringing the noise. Bring the house down, we supporting our boys. Yeah, I'm getting rowdy, we doing our thing. With a wing spread from here to China like Yao Ming. We stand tall, foundation like a tower. We headed to the promised land, this time is ours. I like it down like the cooler Chuck Hayes. And stay on my grind cause they said it on pace. Pass the rock, H-Time, can't be stopped. And round two, the Lakers be the next to drop. I got the hot hand, call it the death touch. On the beats, I'm a fool just like that boy Clutch. We the best in the NBA. We don't care where you rep cause it's where we stay. Go hard in the paint cause I'm looking to score. Got an army of red rowdies ready for war. And we ain't gonna stop, so we lacing our shoes till the trophy comes home cause they destined to lose. We're some warriors. And we're bringing the pain on the edge of my seat cause I'm in love with the game. We're some warriors. And we're bringing the noise. Bring the house down, we supporting our boys. We're some warriors. And we're bringing the pain on the edge of my seat cause I'm in love with the game. We're some warriors. And we're bringing the noise. Bring the house down, we supporting our boys.
Woo! Let me tell you something, people. I'm ready for the playoffs. That's right, I got my Houston Rockets hat. And I got my Houston Rockets collar shirt. This was $60, by the way, and the hat alone was $40. So I'm wearing $100 worth of Rockets gear. This is the sexiest man alive, and I am bringing to you the 2014 4th seed Houston Rockets versus 5th seed Trailblazers playoff preview. Now, both teams finished 54-28. We own the season series, 3 out of 4 games. My favorite matchups going into this series, I want to see how Damian Lillard is going to do against Jeremy Lin, and also I'm looking forward to Dwight Howard on Robin Lopez. That's going to be my favorite my top 2 matchups going into this series. Now, the first game is in Houston. We play Sunday tomorrow at 8:30. Well, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So if there's any Portland Blazers fans out there, I'm not looking past you at all. I actually think this is a very intriguing matchup. I think it's going to be 2 teams that are very prolific in terms of half-court presence, because you got big bodies like LaMarcus Aldridge, Nicholas Batum, Robin Lopez, and we got guys like Dwight Howard, Monty Onis. Well, Greg Smith is no longer with us. We cut him. But Terrence Jones, and you know what I mean. And y'all got arguably one of the best guards in the business at Matthews and Lillard, Damian Lillard. And we also got Jeremy Lin and Patrick Beverley. So this is going to be a very intriguing matchup into the first round. Many people are predicting the Rockets are going to win in 5 games. But I disagree with that. I actually think this series has the potential to go 7. And in fact, I even think that Portland has a chance to win this series depending on how they play us in transition and depending on how they play us against when it comes down to half court, meaning can they be able to double Dwight Howard? Can they take the ball out of Harden's hands? I just want to, go over some of the stats. Points per game, the Rockets average roughly around 107 points per game per 100 possessions. The Blazers average 106.7, so they're really 0.9 behind us, which is basically neck and neck. We also allow 103 points a game. The Blazers allow 102. So we're within a point from each other in both categories, rather it's scoring or rather it's allowing. Like I said, the matchup's worth seeing. Patrick Beverley or Jeremy Lin versus Damian Lillard. I want to know if they're going to be able to shut him out. I'm also curious how Dwight Howard and Robin Lopez are going to match up against each other. The scoring leaders entering this series is going to be your shooting guard, James Harden, with 25.4 points per game. And then for the Portland Trail Blazers, it's LaMarcus Aldridge, roughly scoring 23.2. So he's about 2.2 less than James Harden. But nonetheless, I think Harden and Howard are probably going to be our biggest threats entering this series because Harden's good for his step back. He's also good on ISO when he's hot. When the shots are going in, he's hot. He's a brilliant passer, and he's also got an okay defense. He's not really like prolific on defense, but he's okay. Now, Dwight Howard, he's going to give you blocks. He's going to give you rebounds. He's going to give you points. So he can easily get a triple-double in this series, and I don't see why he shouldn't. Really, I would have to say if Portland was to win this series, it would come down to our injuries. In other words, how injured is Beverly and how injured is Harden? Howard, because these guys have been kind of hurt going towards the end. Dwight Howard's had an ankle problem, and also Patrick Beverly has had a torn meniscus, but they said it doesn't require surgery. So I'm hoping that he would last in the playoffs because Patrick Beverly is going to be a key element to our offense if we're going to be able to score points, if we're going to be able to run on transition and stuff like that. Also, Patrick Beverly is our best defender. He reminds me of Courtney Lee very well. Portland has one of the best offenses in the NBA. If Rockets try to push up tempo, Portland's good at trapping the half court, so that's what Portland's good at. They're good at full court press and stuff like that. We did meet in the 2009 playoffs, and Portland's only got 2 players that were from their 2009 playoff team, and that's LaMarcus Aldridge and Nicholas Batum. And the Houston Rockets have exactly nobody from the 2009 playoffs. We've had an extreme roster makeover in the last 5 years. The prediction is Rockets in 5, but I honestly think this is going to go 7. I don't see why this shouldn't. I got Houston Rockets in 7. I'm not going to go by critics, all these, I don't want to call my fan base dumbasses, but they're pretty close to it when they're sitting there looking past Portland and saying, well, we're going to face San Antonio. No, we've got a series against Portland, and this team has a lot of potential and beating us a lot of potential. So for all these dumbass Rockets fans to come out here and look past Portland, even if we beat them in 5, it's just plain ignorance. I'm going to, take Portland very seriously. I think Damian Lillard went on, he was on a FM Sports 10 radio the other day, and he even said he wants a ring, and he sounded very, very convincing. Now, I'm watching OKC and Memphis, but 3 road teams have won today. Hats off to the Atlanta Hawks for winning the game 1 in Indiana. Who was going to think the Atlanta Hawks was going to win that game? Because I certainly had them getting swept. Atlanta played very well, and they deservingly so deserved to win that game. They were up by 20 at one point. I think it was 94-74. They deserved to win that game. Also, I want to give much props to who's the other team that won today? To the Golden State Warriors for pulling out a 109-105 victory over the Clippers. Mad respect for the Warriors for pulling it out at the end. And also the the Nets really were the favorite over Toronto. It comes down to experience. Paul Pierce had 15 points in the fourth quarter, and he only had 4 points going into the fourth quarter. So it comes down to experience. He was hitting shots when he needed to hit it, and the Brooklyn Nets got the win when they needed to. Now, skipping past all that and getting right back to the Rockets, Blazers series. This is going to be a very tough series, and like I said, there really is no guarantee that the Rockets are going to win this series, and I'm getting tired of people saying, the Rockets are going to win. I'm like, well, we got to go out there and we got to prove it first. So we both got a very good offense, and we're both very good on defense. So that's something to look into. And also, we did win the 2009 series in 6 games, but like I said, they got a new team. They only got 2 players that are still on their team that we beat in the 2009 roster. But one thing to note is we did beat them the previous 3 times we met in the playoffs, so that's also good to know. But we also have revamped squads, so like I said, Dwight Howard versus Robin Lopez, Damian Lillard versus Patrick Beverly. You got Chandler Parsons versus Nicholas Batum. The Rockets are Chandler Parsons is actually the Houston Rockets' 3rd leading scorer. He's averaging 16 points a game. So that's also good to look at. But Chandler Parsons also helps move the ball around. When Chandler Parsons was hurt, we couldn't be able to move the ball around. We lost to Utah, we lost to Phoenix, and we lost to Denver 3 games in a row when Parsons sat out. So when Parsons is out, it's hard to move the ball around. It's very hard to move the ball around. So Chandler Parsons is going to be a key factor in this matchup. LaMarcus Aldridge is on Terrence Jones. I actually think that's a mismatch for LaMarcus Aldridge. I think Portland has the advantage over that. Not only height, but experience, and also with seeing as Terrence Jones is a rookie, and he's also not really big. What is he? Maybe 6'5", 6'6" tops. LaMarcus Aldridge is what, 6'11", 6'10", somewhere around there, 6'8". I don't know exactly height, but LaMarcus Aldridge is averaging 23 and 11 rebounds, and obviously he's going to average more rebounds with Terrence Jones on him. We got Mo Williams versus Jeremy Lin. That's going to be a matchup off the bench. Thomas Robinson is going to be guarding Omer Asik. I think Omer Asik definitely hasn't dominated on the in terms of the bench matchups. And the betting odds, of course, is Houston in 5. That is the betting odds. So that's what the series is predicting. Everyone's saying Rockets in 5. I think it's going to be Rockets in 7. I'm being optimistic about this. I think Portland's a very good team, and I don't want to overlook the Portland Trailblazers. But as you can see, I got my Rockets hat. I'm ready to get this shit popping. I'm ready to get this shit going. Houston Rockets in this bitch. Game 1 tomorrow. I will be there. It will be on YouTube, and I will be filming. Maybe not the game, but I will be filming around the fans, and doing all. We're gonna do some tailgating tomorrow and all that. So I'm looking very forward to that. So I hope you guys tune in and continue watching my Rockets videos. God bless you all. Take care and go Houston Rockets, baby.